Whoa, what is going on? Why? How is that still playing? What is going on? Whoa, what is going on? Hold on, Jeffrey.
Okay.
How is that still playing? What is going on? Hold on. What is going on? Hold on, Jeffrey.
Okay.
How is that still? I must have something to do with the headphones, I guess.
Maybe.
Hold on, Jeffrey. Yo, hold on. I don't know what's going on with the internet. Give me 1 minute, people. All right, we're gonna try this again now. Jeffrey, do you hear a massive echo? All right, we're gonna try this again now.
Yeah, I hear a little bit of an echo. I tried speaking now.
All right, we're gonna have to redo it. Something is broke on StreamYard. All right, guys, I'm gonna leave. Jeffrey, I'm gonna stay in. I'm gonna leave the studio and come back.
Okay. Sorry for the technical difficulties, guys. So, yeah. Sorry for the technical difficulties. So, until that is fixed, so let's read the comments right now on what people are saying. It's open. Preacher 85, what up, bro? Keep going. We're doing good, man. We're doing good. Just some technical difficulties. There was no echo when you spoke.
Okay, well that's good. StreamYard just messed up pretty bad. I mean, as soon as the intro started, something with the audio just broke into like 3 million pieces, and there was like 7 echoes, and I don't understand how that even happened. But Yeah, guys. What up to everybody in the chat? What up, Preach 85? What up, Jose Diaz? What up, Pedro? And everybody else. Yeah, man, we finna keep going. We're gonna keep going. Jeffrey Warfield, had to hold it down while we had some technical difficulties. But
Yeah.
now I believe if everybody can hear me loud and clear and there ain't no echo, let's get into it. Let's try this again.
Okay.
Let's try this again.
Seriously, what the hell's wrong with you people?
We're bad guys. It's what we do.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hopefully everything worked that time. All right, we are back. Man, I tell you what, we're having some issues right now on here. But welcome back to Strong Arm Flicks, everybody. And we're going to keep going. We're going to keep pushing through. Release the air cut. Pedro says release the air cut. Hashtag restore the Snyderverse. Yes, you already know.
Yeah.
Preach 85 says, bro, what up? Keep going. Yep. We're going to keep going. We're riding strong. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. All that good stuff. Share the video, like the video. Help your boy out. Help us get to 1K, me and Jeffrey Warfield, man. Jose Diaz says, I like and appreciate this content, and I like this video. Well, thank you, Jose. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. Hello, everybody in the live chat. Jose says to you, hello, Jeffrey.
Hey.
Cameron Robinson, he says, subscribe. Thank you, brother.
Hey.
We appreciate it. Hey, we appreciate that. Oh, man. So now that, now that we're in the building and hopefully everything's working smooth on your guys' end, it took a minute for everything to get working. I don't know what happened at the beginning, guys. I'm sorry about the audio. It just broke. I don't know what StreamYard did. It just it broke into 5 different sounds. I was like, what in the world is going on right now? But man, guys, so how has everybody been? Everybody been? Jeffrey, how have you been, brother? How's your day going?
Doing pretty good. Really can't complain.
Yeah, same here, man. I had a long day at work, but I came back and I got me a little rest in. My girl made some fire ass dinner, man. It was pretty good. I ate, re-energized. It took me a little small nap. We watched that Bumblebee movie. My son, I told you, my son is Anthony. He's 7. and he's 7, and he watched he loves the Bumblebee. You know what I mean? From the Transformers, the Solo movie. He really loves it. So, he really likes the movie a lot. So we sat, kicked back, and we watched that for a minute, and it was cool. And I feel re-energized, man. Them 10.5-hour shifts that we do at the dealership, man, they're just draining on me, man. They're just I come home after working on the cars all day, my hands are all cut and bruised and sore and shit. But all right, guys, so you guys know what time it is. You know what we're here to talk about. Bring us back that Snyderverse, restore that Snyderverse. But right now, guys, the message that if you're hashtagging anything, you are hashtagging sell Zack Snyder's JL to Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it is, baby.
Yep.
You know what it is. We're trying to keep this train rolling. From what I can tell, everything's been going good. The movement's still growing. I haven't really seen any toxicity in this new movement, which that is a great thing. I'm probably the most toxic individual, and I wouldn't really consider myself toxic. I consider myself passionate. But I digress. I have no defense for. I read some of my own tweets sometimes. I'm like, damn, I need to chill out. Hey, Jeffrey, you remember that one a while ago? You sent it back to me, and you're like, bro, I think maybe you should chill out on this one. I was like, yeah. I reread it after you sent it to me. I was like, yeah, he's right. I was kind of tripping, man. Yeah. I was like, all right, I'm going to take that down because that sounded crazy. Yeah. So it happens sometimes, man. It happens. Yeah. But, man, so... it is January 25th, and we are still waiting on this slate from James Gunn, and we have not got anything, but, he's got about, what, Jeffrey, 6-7 days now left?
Yeah,
six days.
Yep. Yeah, 6 days.
Yep, 6 or 7 days for this slate. James Gunn, in the meantime, he is apparently working on Guardians of the Galaxy at the same time that he is supposedly working on this massive slate that's so massive that there is literally beyond hundreds of actors to cast. Hundreds. Yep. And when he says hundreds, I mean, I don't even know if there is 100 actors in all of the MCU movies. Like different actors, like totally different. Like, I don't even know if there's 100. I'm not talking about the TV series, then the spinoffs. I'm talking about just the MCU movies, right? Yeah. I don't even know if there's exactly 100 actors in the MCU as of now, like throughout the movies that they've made from their whole run so far. Yeah. So for him to come out and say hundreds, dude, that's beyond gargantuan. So either he's just completely blowing smoke up our ass, which is the most likely case.
Yeah.
Or this man has got so much work ahead of him that it's unreal. And if that is the case and he's not bullshitting, how in the freak is this guy? There's no question about it. There's no way he would have time to work on something that massive that requires a Kevin Feige and an entire team behind him that ain't even made it to 100 actors yet in the MCU in the movies yet. That he has a team behind him that's passionate and knows what the fuck they're doing and not negligent and incompetent, and it's fucking Kevin Feige, and they haven't even done this. So for him to try to say that he's gonna do this in a broken ass studio like WB and $50 billion in debt through 3 regimes in fucking 6 years, I really feel like the latter of the two is him blowing smoke up our ass. Now, who's to say? Maybe this can be done, but we've got some updates and, on a couple of things, and I want to go over with you guys on something. So James Gunn is back at his horse shit again, and he is back on Twitter, trolling and snapping back on fans, getting lippy, talking shit. And it's like, I don't understand, between Guardians of the Galaxy and all the fucking time that you're spending on Twitter arguing with bot and troll accounts with 3 fucking followers, how are you having time to do this slate? Especially something of that magnitude. Like, I smell bullshit somewhere, Jeffrey. I mean, I really do. Uh-oh, looks like Jeffrey dropped out. James Gunn has no plan. Yes, exactly, and that's Sean Franklin. What's going on, Sean Franklin? Yes, and like I said, that's most likely the latter of the two, is that that there is no plan. But we're gonna see soon, aren't we? We're gonna see soon. There you are, Jeffrey.
Sorry, for some reason my laptop is frozen. Like,
I think it's this snowstorm. Are you getting one over where you're at?
No, for me it's just cold where I'm at.
Oh yeah, we're getting a big snowstorm where I'm at. So I mean, I don't know. But you're back on now. But yeah, so I want to see the. So somebody, and I know this is jacked up, and I do not support toxic tweets towards James Gunn. But you know, trolls are gonna troll no matter what fandom they're a part of. I do not condone this behavior. But word is that this guy. So somebody gets on James Gunn's shit to this post with this. He posts a picture of his cat. And somebody said, got on here and put, man, fuck your cat. Bring Henry Cavill back as Superman, asshole.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Somebody was like, Henry Cavill is Superman, man. Fuck your cat, or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude, but I was on my lunch break earlier today, and I was listening to somebody stream, and I was drinking something, bro, and I just laughed so hard, I spit the shit right out. When I heard that, I was like, yeah, right. You know, let me see if I doubt it's probably been removed, but
I actually know the details of where that conversation came from, and it was James Gunn's Instagram. So it's on his Instagram where that happened, and not his Twitter. And apparently, the guy that she responded to only had 3 followers. So he wasn't even that big of a guy.
And that's my point. That is my point. Anybody can create an account in 5 fucking minutes and get 3 followers on Twitter and then start talking shit. And that's my point. Why is he, you know, all these people with fucking 1,000 plus followers, you know, he doesn't respond to, you know, people with large followings or people that are, you know, really into this shit, people that are, you know, it's just, you know, you don't respond to none of them, but you'll respond to the most toxic random bot account, you know, with a faceless fucking emoji. And this is what I've been telling people. And they're like, you know, people think that I'm just saying this because I'm trying to clown and, you know, and dunk on James Gunn. And no, it ain't that. The dude makes it fucking easy, man, because he's doing this shit to himself. He's out here still doing this shit. And I've been seeing, they're like, oh, they're not bot accounts. And a lot of people were, you know, arguing back that, you know, a month or so ago, a couple months ago, when I was talking about this, like, you know, and saying, like, you know, why is he going at random bot accounts when he's got this massive DC slate that he's supposed to be putting together? How you got time for that, my guy? You know, especially if you're still working on the finishing touches to Guardians 3.
Yeah.
You know, how do you have time? And you're supposed to be doing this massive slate. How are you? How are you got the time for this shit? I don't understand. Like, I mean, everybody's got time to tweet, but I mean, this guy is consistently, it's not that he's tweeting, it's not that he's on social media, it's not my problem. My problem is that he's on it 24/7 and claims to be beyond busy. I mean, the shit that he's saying, there's no way that he's as busy as he claims that he is my point. There's no fucking way.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, what he's doing is like completely the opposite of what Tony Khan is doing. And I'm going to make a comparison with Tony Khan, and this is like a quick thing. For those who don't know who Tony Khan is, he's the head, right now he's the head of this wrestling company called AEW. And really what he does on social media is like he has his own Twitter and stuff like that. But the thing is, like, he sees all this negativity from WWE only guys and stuff like that. But the thing is, like when someone says that, oh, the ratings are down and stuff like that, Like, he's actually responding to actual people and with evidence, and not in a very toxic way, like showing like pictures saying like we were the number one rated TV show at this time, yada yada. And he's not being toxic about it. He literally is just saying this was our ratings for this week and all of that. So really, and the thing is, like, Tony Khan is like younger than James Gunn, and he's still being a lot more professional, responding to toxicity and fake rumors and stuff like that. So my thing is, like, why isn't James Gunn doing it like that? And my thing is, like, also, if he is busy saying that, oh, I'm working on a Superman movie and two unreleased and two DC TV shows at the same time, and he posted a gif of that tweet with like a baby lying on the floor tired. So it's like, if he is that tired, why does he have this much time to respond to random bot accounts? Like,
and look at, and then and we've got Cheese Comics in here, and Cheese Comics, I don't mind playing devil's advocate with folks, but Cheese Comics seems to dislike just about everything that we all like on this channel, and he's been on here on quite a bit of videos and live streams. I think it's the first time I've seen him during a live stream. But he pretty much dislikes everything that we like on the channel, and he really is into James Gunn. So, hi. And also, I'm going to read his comment. He says, James Gunn is literally releasing his plan. And so where's this plan at?
Yeah, because
I know he said that he's releasing this plan, but where's it at? It's January 25th. I mean, I'm sure it's going to come in the next day or two, but he's already walked back. You know how many times that James Gunn has said shit and then walked it completely back? He's literally damn near a laughing stock at this point. He's a laughing stock.
And that's the thing, really. Like, I do know that he has been teasing stuff a whole bunch of times, like saying, like, he teased the Kingdom Come Superman.
And then he came out snapping at fans. No, I wasn't teasing Kingdom Come Superman. And then, he teases something else. Is like, no, I wasn't teasing that neither.
Yeah,
he's just a fucking troll, man. And he does this, he's not helping his case. He's not making any of the fans want to go see none of whatever the shit is that he's going to announce. So, I mean, if this slate is fire, his behavior won't matter. So he better have his shit together when he drops his slate, but he's already walked it back and said that he's not even going to release the full slate. He don't even have that ready for us. He basically put his own foot in his own mouth by saying that he was going to have a slate released and announced for us by sometime in January.
Yep. And
so now he's locked in. So now he's locked into January, and we've got like 5 days left of January. So he did that to himself. Nobody told him to lock himself into the month of January if he wasn't ready to release no shit. And it's clear that he's getting some shit together last minute and half-ass because he don't have a plan. WB, and it's not him, WBD ain't never had no fucking plan, okay? It's probably coming on the 31st, but why? Why the last month? Why the last day of the month? He said it was coming in January. And what happened to the full slate? Now he's already walked it back, literally. He's already walked it back. Now he's talking about, then he was talking about half a slate. Now he's talking about a quarter slate, And again, this is my thing. He came in and axed all these actors and shit. And by the time he gets a slate out, casts these actors, films the movies, it's going to be 2026 at the earliest.
Yeah.
Before we'll even see a fucking Superman movie that's completely rebooted. Okay, So what was the point in letting us fans know, Cheese Comics, since you're such a fan of him, what was the point and letting all the fans know by coming out and snapping on social media and basically getting irritated with a fucking trending event campaign for the Ayer cut. He gets all, and he claims to be such great friends with David Ayer, but he gets pissed off at this campaign, right, that was completely respectful, that had nothing to do with anything except for hashtagging, release the Ayer cut. You know what I'm saying? And he got pissed off because they were tagging him in it. And then he basically, that's when he came out and said, oh, me and Peter think that as a new, being the new heads, that that it's important that we acknowledge you guys and let you know that we do hear you. But on the other hand, we've also heard hashtag save the Flash on the CW. We're also going to lump you in with this other fucking community that's got not even 2K followers that can't even hit the trending event. And also, by the way, none of this shit's probably going to happen. We're going to hard reboot everything. And then he starts coming out, Henry's fired, all this shit. What was the point in letting everybody know your plan before your fucking plan was done, Cheese Comics? Because now everybody knows that there's no fucking point in going to see Aquaman 2. There's no fucking point in going to see Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods. There's no fucking point in going to see The Flash. There's no point. And all the fucking fans know that now. So as a DC head executive now, that seems a little fucking stupid to me, that you just come out and you let everybody know, hey, we're already $50 billion in debt and they just appointed me as an executive, but let me let all the fans know and all the trades know what we're really up to before I'm ready to reveal it, and then make sure that everybody knows that all three of these movies are dead in the water so that the box office will probably be completely fucked, okay? Don't tell me about James Gunn slappy face on the head. This guy ain't got his shit together. His only DC movie was trash. The Suicide Squad lost the studio more money than any DC film to date. Okay, and I don't want to hear that bullshit about the pandemic. All right? So I do not have faith in James Gunn, all right? And on top of that, he's the one coming out consistently playing with fans. I'm not stupid enough to fall for his shit, but he comes out regularly on Twitter and he teases this, and then he comes out a week later and bitch slaps a scooper for even speculating, hey, well, maybe he's teasing this. Nope, no, I'm not. And then he's got a fucking attitude. Then he teases Superman Kingdom Come to the fans. Then he comes out and he snaps on the fans for getting happy that he might be doing Kingdom Come. No. And I'm just saying, dude, that's fine that you like James Gunn and you're going to ride with him. There's going to be other people like you that are just going to ride for James Gunn no matter what. But the fandom doesn't have no reason, and he ain't give nobody no reason to trust anything that comes out of his mouth. And I'm more about an action thing. Show me. Don't tell me. Words don't mean nothing. Everybody talks a big game. So let me see what this movie, this Superman movie's talking about. Let me see what this Slate's talking about. And like I said, it's very clear that they don't really have a plan in place, except they want to cut costs. So because of that, they're doing away with the Snyderverse. Fine. You better have some fire shit to replace it, and nobody will care about that. Somebody else over at Netflix can maybe pick it up. Maybe, maybe not. Hopefully so. But I'm just saying, all these things that he's doing, he is James Gunn. He is responsible for his own actions. And this dude is in an executive position, so I don't want to hear no excuses for this mofo. Flat out. There is a point. Maybe they're good movies. Oh, just because it doesn't connect to anything, you shouldn't see it. Maybe they're good movies. Now, maybe they're good movies. I mean, that's right. So you're going to wait around for 3 years because maybe they're good movies and just hope that James is going to be he's going to save everything, because his behavior, in the beginning, I was optimistic for James, but right so far, he hasn't done anything. He hasn't done anything to show me that we should trust him, because at this point, it looks like he's going to wait movie by movie. He's going to wait till The Flash comes out, and then when that gets right, like 2 days before that leaves the box office, he's going to come out and he's going to have, the actors announce, we just had a meeting with James and Peter, and we're fired, we're out. He shouldn't have started this trajectory with Black Adam, because he gave himself away. He shouldn't have came out and got irritated with a fan campaign for the Ayer cut, which is for David Ayer, somebody he claims to be very good friends with. the fact that he would get irritated for a campaign that's for someone he claims to be such good friends with, where he would come out and divulge all this information to fucking fans about the future plans of DC when he wasn't when they clearly weren't ready to release that information is freaking stupid on his part. It was dumb as shit. There's no excuse for it. Because now everybody knows that you have 3 films and you've got 3 years of nothing. You only have 3 films that are ready, done to put out, and everybody knows that you're gonna slice and dice them fuckers as soon as they come out. That's a dead end, it's a cul-de-sac. And what I'm saying is, I'm happy that I know that as a fan, because I won't be wasting my money. But what I'm saying is, as an executive, ain't that kind of stupid to let motherfuckers like me know that?
Yeah,
ain't that kind of stupid?
Yeah, because really that's the thing. Like about this, like you know that these last 3 live acts, in terms of like DCEU continuity wise in the grand universe type movies are going to be like, in terms of that, these are going to be the last of those movies that we're going to see for the last few years until 2026.
Yeah.
And the reason is like that's a really bad thing for people, for regular people to know about. Like, because scoopers can know that, sure, but scoopers, business people can know that, sure, because that's their job. But for like the normal regular Joe Schmo type of person to know about that,
yeah, exactly.
That's really kind of bad security. Like, that's really bad job security in a sense there. And I don't really want to say that, but it's really the only way to say that. Because if I was in WB, if I was in WBD or any other big movie studio company, I would not want my audience to know that at all.
Right, exactly. And so Cheese Comics continues on. Pedro says, Cheese Comics, what the F are you smoking on? I'd like to know what he's smoking on too. But Gunn is lost. Integrity 101. What up, brother? What up, Integrity? He says, imagine hiring James Gunn to jump online and use Twitter to interact with fans. Why did he leave Marvel again? Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
why?
Exactly. And you know, and like I said, and just everything about Warner Brothers is just, it's you want to talk about toxic, right? Everything about the behavior of Warner Brothers is toxic. The way that they acquired James Gunn in the first place was some slimeball toxic shit. The way that the shit that James Gunn got in trouble for while he left his last job was some slimeball toxic shit. So I'm tired of hearing from people about it's so toxic, but you know, he says, I don't blame him. The scoopers are the reason the Snyder fans actually thought Snyder was coming back. They're liars. If they lie, I have no problem with them exposing their bullshit, except here's the thing though, Cheese Comics. The scoopers were right. Pamela Abdi and Mike DeLuca were going to do one more ride for the Snyderverse. There was going to be one final. There was going to be a Henry Cavill Superman. There was going to be a Man of Steel 2 with Henry Cavill. What do you mean lying about? Lying about what? There was already a script done, bro. Henry Cavill had a verbal agreement with Mike DeLuca, that he was going to come back and do Man of Steel 2. They already had the script penned, had the bad guy fleshed out. They already knew who the bad guy was going to be Brainiac. And on top of that, Snyder was teasing that he might come back and be a producer, not the director, but a producer on the Man of Steel 2 because he's busy doing other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like have a little bit of oversight and to have his hands into the mix a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, and that's the thing too. Like, there's
Superman,
and here's the thing. Like,
okay, this is confirmed, bro.
Yeah, and here's the thing about scoopers and the news reports in general. Like, there's one thing where people are straight up lying, but there's another thing, but it's a completely different thing where they are right, where it was going to happen, but the things, and this is exactly the thing about it. Like, it is confirmed that it was going to happen, but things changed. That's literally what happened, and
Exactly.
what was in the reports that Mike DeLuca and the other person were going to restore the Snyderverse, but then things changed.
Yeah, and they were only going to come in a couple of years down the line after they did the Black Adam thing. They were going to do a Man of Steel 2 movie with Brainiac being the villain. They were going to do a sequel to Black Adam where Superman faces off with Black Adam. Then they were going to do the Blue Beetle movie, and then they were going to do 3 more years down the. Now, after at that point, it's been about 3 years down the road, right? Then they were going to do one final hoorah for the Snyderverse and bring back the whole Zack Snyder's Justice League for one final movie. Of course, it was too early on for them to even bother with Zack Snyder, to call Zack Snyder at that point. They didn't even have fucking Man of Steel 2 hook, line, and sinkered yet. But there was an agreement, verbal agreement. There was a verbal agreement. They told Cavill to announce that the WB was confident enough to tell Henry Cavill it was okay to announce that he was back as Superman and that there was a lot to come in the future and that he can't talk about it yet, but he's so excited, all right? So I don't understand what there is. It ain't got nothing to do with Zack Snyder at this point, because Zack Snyder is your end game, for one. Yep. Zack Snyder's the end game. For 2, Zack Snyder is filming shit for Netflix right now, so there's no way that when they don't have the Man of Steel movie greenlit all the way yet, that they're gonna call Zack Snyder, bother him about some shit 3-4 years from now.
Yep.
Okay, that's just fucking stupid, man. That and really this dumbass narrative, dude. You gotta pull your head out of your ass, man. You do. Because I just want to know. So what projects is it that is Henry Cavill talking about? Because Henry Cavill was wearing the suit for Man of Steel that was directed by Zack Snyder. Yep. Zack Snyder came onto the show, on the Josh Harwood show, specifically during the time that Henry announced that he was back as Superman. When Henry announced he was back as Superman, Zack Snyder showed up on there and said, I can't wait to work with you again in the future.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. A lot of people kind of misconstrue.
Jay Olivia said that.
A lot of people need to think about that part. Like, why did Zack show up there? Like, really think about it. Why did Zack show up there in the first place? Because it really could have been a normal interview thing with just Henry Cavill and that person from MTV, and that could have been it. But the thing is, like, why have Zack there in the first place when he's filming, when he was on there doing stuff for Rebel Moon? Like, really think about that. Like, right. It really could have been a normal interview, as is, and that. But for some reason, they had Zack go out there. Someone told Zack, and it was probably the head people of Warner Brothers Discovery, saying, Hey, Zack, we want you.
What's up, Brandon Pittman?
Because here's the thing. And this is a theory of mine. This is just a straight up theory of mine. I don't have any evidence of this. I don't know anything about this at all. But my theory is that at that time of that interview, before that time of the interview, the Warner Brothers Discovery said it pretty much told Zack, hey, we want you to make a video of yourself. We want you to make a video of yourself for this Superman interview about Henry Cavill being back as Superman. Now, why would that, like really think about this now? Conversation aside, hypothetical conversation aside, I want people to really think about this. Who told Zack this is a really good. This question is going to blow people's minds. If Zach knew that Henry Cavill was going to do a Superman interview, who told him that? Who told him that? I really want people to think about that. Who told him about the Henry Cavill Superman interview before the interview happened?
Right. Exactly.
Really think about it.
Yeah. And you know what? And like I said, man, I have my suspicions. They're just flat out Mike DeLuca or straight up Henry Cavill himself. But from the sounds of it, it sounds like it was Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi were behind it, because Henry Cavill said in the interview when they called, he said, "Oh, we have a message from Zack Snyder," and he said, "Uh-oh," like his eyes, like he was like this, "Uh-oh." Like, shit, this isn't even in the bag yet, Zach. This ain't even in the bag yet, Zach. Don't blow the whistle. Like we haven't even signed a contract yet, Zach. Don't blow the whistle. Don't f this up, man. I know you're going to be pumped. Just please don't. Like, he didn't know what he was going to say. He was like, please don't say nothing. Like, but he was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you go back and watch it, you absolutely get that impression during that timestamp on the video with Cavill when he says, when Josh Harwood's like, very interesting, Zach sent something in, let's play it. And he was like, uh-oh. Like his, he's, so like I said. Like, so anyway, but my point is though, is that there's no reason why if it's going to be 3 or 4 years before we're going to actually physically be able to watch a rebooted Superman movie in the now dubbed DCU, why is it that we couldn't have got Man of Steel? It was ready to start rolling. Henry was back in Superman shape. He already fucking put the cape back on already for the cameo. Okay, there was already a verbal agreement in place. There was already a script done. The villain was already solidified as Brainiac. Dude, they were ready to fucking roll. Zach was on board and knew about it and gave him his blessing, and I'm sure would have been involved in some kind of manner had it actually happened and took place. So, like I said, what was the point in not letting that happen and then letting there, be like one last team-up film for closure to end it out, I mean, there's no reason why. Because right now, all I see is that, as usual, they don't know. They don't have no one with a game plan. That, they're not confident in whatever the plan is. They're going to they've already soft rebooted. It's like 4 times. Since Justice League came out, they've had 4 soft reboots. Every movie that's came out's been a different type of soft reboot. Like literally every movie besides the Snyder Cut since Justice League has been a different type of soft reboot. It's like we're soft rebooting left, and with this movie, the next movie comes out, now we're soft rebooting right. Now we're soft rebooting backwards. Now we're soft rebooting forwards. Like, and they don't know what they want to do. This is the same studio, man. And they shoot consistently, shoot themselves in the fucking foot. And I constantly say this. And also, yes, Zack should have made a Man of Steel 2, but the studio wanted to hurry up because guess what WB wanted to do, Cheese Comics? They want to be like Marvel. They want to be just like Marvel. Like your boy, your boy James Gunn, Cheese. They want to be like Marvel. They want that Marvel money. And look I like Marvel. It's not my, obviously I'm a DC guy. I do enjoy Marvel too, all right? But my thing, I'm a DC guy, and that's fine, to each their own. But the thing is, DC is not fucking Marvel, man. It's not. Just because it's cape shit doesn't make it the same thing. And I say that on this channel a lot. The tone is different. It just, the characters are written completely different. There's there's consequences, like a mother freaker in DC comics. Whereas in Marvel, gravity almost doesn't have, like, gravity's don't even feel like gravity in Marvel shit. They can have an Avengers team up and the whole world can be destroyed and no civilians are dead. How? I mean, Endgame though, that's why I applauded Infinity War and Endgame. They changed that pattern. The criticisms they got awesome sauce. But you know what? For the most part, it's just that's not the point. You know, apples ain't oranges and oranges ain't apples. And this studio is consistently trying to chase after what Marvel is doing, and they wanted to hurry up and have Zack, when they had faith in him, hurry up and get to a team-up movie like their version of Avengers as quick as possible. So that's why the Man of Steel 2 movie turned into BVS. He thought, worked with the studio execs early on and came up with a 5-film arc because it's what the studio was wanting him to do, that was paying him, that hired him. He came up with a 5-film arc based around what they wanted to do, okay? What they wanted to hurry the shit up and get to Justice League, okay?
Yep.
And then
this is the thing too, like cheese comics, like this is the thing saying Man of Steel 2. Zach actually confirmed this years ago, that he originally wanted to do Man of Steel 2 with Brainiac, and he had like this, and he kind of went into this more detail about how Dora and all of the other Kryptonians that went back into the Phantom Zone, that the Kryptonians that went back to Steel were brought back because Brainiac brought them back. So we were gonna have more of the Kryptonians and Brainiac as the main villain, basically. So Brainiac was originally on the table for the DCEU before Warner Brothers came in and said, no, we want to do Batman. We want you to do Batman v Superman. We want you to get to Justice League as soon as possible. So yeah, originally for people saying that DC should have taken their time, Zach agrees that they really should have taken their time, because this is the thing. Man of Steel 2 was originally supposed to lead to BVS, to the point where there was like this little conversation going on that Kevin Smith said, where the ending of Man of Steel 2, when Zach was on board, was that there was a post-credit scene of Batman looking into kryptonite. So, and that would have led to BVS. So, yeah. So for people saying that DC should have taken their time, Zach agrees with you. They're taking their time.
Yeah, Zach agrees with you. And I want to give a shout out to S8 Unity and Brandon Pittman. It's been a minute, and I see you in the backstage. I'm gonna bring you on now. And S8 Unity, it's good seeing you. Chubby Teddy, Monster Productions, good seeing you in here, brother. Hey, what's going on, Brandon Pittman?
What's going on, y'all? Man, what's going on, Strong Arm? It's been a minute. Been a long time coming, bro. You and Jeffrey, man, I've been following y'all since the movement started, man. So I just wanted to say, man, I'm really pissed off like you, bro. Because, I mean, what they did, not only to Henry Cavill, but Ben Affleck, bro. We were supposed to have a Batman movie, man. You know what I'm saying? He already had the script done. And not only that, but Joe, you know, the homie Joe, I can't even say his last name right.
Joe Manganiello, it's a mouthful,
yeah. He was talking about the movie with what Batgirl was supposed to be in it. And that shit sounded hard as fuck.
Yeah.
And
that's I mean, like, we had our ducks in a row, man.
It was right there, man. We was this close.
Yep. And
James Gunn and Peter just come in and derailed the whole fucking thing, man.
I'm like, we had the gold mine right there, man. It's almost like we discovered the Holy Grail. We had the shit.
He's like, and that's
for real.
Right there, it was like Christ came down and say, "I'm gonna give y'all the blessing." You know what I'm saying? In the blood inside the cup, man.
Yeah.
Like we had everything. We had this. We had Zack Snyder, little Snyderverse. But see, what the thing was, like you just said, they was trying to rush to catch up with Marvel.
Yeah.
If they would have just let Zack did his Man of Steel trilogy, he could have set up the whole universe after that trilogy.
Exactly.
Yep.
He could have had like Batman at the end of Man of Steel 3. Then y'all could have set up Wonder Woman and the Justice League at the same time.
Yeah. The Man of Steel 3 could have been going into BVS. You know what I'm saying? Like
exactly.
Yeah.
And
you could have had for Man of Steel 2. Then you could have had Batman versus Superman for 3. Then Patty Jenkins was doing Wonder Woman. Then you would have had the Justice League, the back door, the Wonder Woman shit.
See, and initially Zack was going to do. He had a plan for every character, where they were going to go, and he was down if they wanted him to direct all the damn movies. But the thing was that he said he knew realistically, them wanting to rush and play catch up. He's like, all right, well, I'm going to need a team. I'm going to bring a squad in. I'm going to need a team to help me build. And he suggested, I believe he suggested Jenkins to direct the first Wonder Woman solo movie, I believe, and David Ayer, you know what I'm saying, and James Wan, the people that were brought on, some the studio recommended and some he suggested, you know what I'm saying? He had a little squad and a team, and they were supposed to, they derailed it so quick that Jenkins just basically was like, well, fuck, I guess I just get to go over in a corner and do my own thing, because I was supposed to be working in direct continuity with Zack, hand in hand, so was Juan, and then we get, Aquaman 1, and it's just kind of disconnected from the Snyderverse. It was still a decent movie, but, it pissed me off that we didn't get what it was supposed to be initially,
And not only that,
David Ayer's movie.
I'm gonna say David Ayer's Suicide Squad.
Same thing, even worse.
They could have set up the Batman movie from that movie.
Just from that, from that alone.
And that's the thing too, like about the Batman movie. Like there was one thing that Joe Manganiello actually tweeted out. It was like a few years ago, but I still remember it to this day. And he said that him and Ben Affleck were talking about how they could top the Batman Arkham Origins boss fight with Deathstroke. Like that's how deep into it they were and how passionate they are. Like really think about that.
My thing is that how you gonna have the best Batman in cinema without his solo movie?
That's crazy. Sense. That's crazy.
And
that's crazy.
The dude looked like Batman. In and out the costume. Like he's like the character come to life. Like how in the hell you ain't gonna have Ben Affleck solo movie? Like dog.
And again, something else that we had that was right there, and he was really in BVS when you see him drinking and taking them painkillers, for his injuries, he was really taking them boys for different reasons. So when he was on the set, he was getting down, he was getting into that role for real, you know what I'm saying? And he worked out, he got big as shit for that role, you know what I'm saying? Put a lot of time and hard work at his age, because he's a little older than the other actors, he was a badass Batman. And after Justice League, after they did the casting crew like that, and they did Zack like that before the Snyder Cut, he was already had the script for the Batman in his hand. He was supposed to direct it. He was supposed to star in it, all that. And then basically he dropped down, to just starring in it, not directing, because of his personal issues. And then after that, then he dropped out altogether. And I know what it really was. Just like how they used Zack Snyder and his daughter dying as an excuse to come in and reshoot the Snyder Cut, they used Ben Affleck and his alcoholism and divorce he was going through, and use that to slide in and take control of that property from him and push him out. The way that they did Zack, because it was right in the same time frame, and you know what it is? They had Jeff Johns all up in his ear constantly. WB did. Fucking Hamada, Toby. All them assholes had Johns up in Affleck's ear constantly, just the Batman. It can't be like this. You know, it can't be like this. It can't be like this. It's too dark. And he basically was like, fuck it, you know? Because you ain't gonna let me make the movie that I'm trying to make, so just take the shit. And then what they do, they went running right to Matt Reeves. Hey, Matt, you want to do the Batman movie? Like they did with James Gunn, man.
That's why look, I went to go see that movie.
And I didn't go pay $1.
I went to go see that movie, and I was just so disappointed because, you know, I went to go see it because I'm a Batman fan through and through. You know what I'm saying? I rock with my boy. But I'm like, I know the reason why they gave that movie to him. That was supposed to be Ben Affleck's movie, man.
Yeah. I mean, I see, like I said, I seen the movie after it came out. I just couldn't bring myself to pay for it in theaters. None of this is Matt Reeves' fault. None of this is Robert Pattinson's fault. This boils down to this fucking toxic studio that owns these iconic IPs that we know and love. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what this boils down to, and poor decision making.
And this is the thing too. Like, I went to see the Batman with my cousin, and at the end of the movie, and I thought it was just me being a Snyder fan at the time and being fresh and all of that. But let me remind you that my cousin isn't into the whole Snyderverse community and all that. So after we went to see the movie, he's the first one to speak, and he personally thought that the movie was boring, and I was thinking the exact same thing, but I didn't want to say anything until he said something than what he thought, and he thought the movie was boring, really.
Okay, we all know that Batman is a detective in that movie, but why the fuck that Robert Pattinson is moving so fucking slow in that movie?
Yes.
Yeah, he was surprising.
But I'm like, Batman deserves stuff. Go back to the Batcave, figure the shit out, come back and find the villain, whip the motherfucker's ass, take him to Arkham Asylum.
Yep. And you know, and this is what's crazy, right? So he's like a year 1, year 2 Batman in the Batman, right?
Right.
So he's real thin, you know, he's not real beefy yet. You know, he's young, you know, he's year 2 or whatever. He's a little inexperienced because, you know, he's just starting out. I get all that. But here's my thing. How in the fuck is Ben Affleck Batman, almost 50-some years old, been Batman for 25 years, and this motherfucker's going... And Robert Pattinson is year 2, and he's like, dun, 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 dun. I'm like, dude, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, this is no way. This is definitely not the same Batman.
even if you go by Christian Bale's Batman Begins. Batman Begins goes hard in that movie.
Yeah,
and that's my favorite Batman movie.
Yeah, Batman Begins goes hard.
But
I'm like, even Bale didn't even move that slow in Begins.
No, Bale did not move that.
But wait, this is the craziest part. This is the craziest part about the whole thing. Like, people are probably going to bring up the excuse about the whole stunt double thing. Like, here's the thing. The stunt double for Ben Affleck's Batman was Richard Catrone, who as of right now 56 years old. So BVS came out in 2013, right? So that means that around that time,
2015.
So 2015. So that means that Richard was about 50 years old at the time, and he still moved a lot more fluidly than Robert Pattinson's Batman. Like, he really did. He was moving pretty much like a ninja in that warehouse scene. But in the Matt Reeves Batman movie, he was really more of like a street thug, really.
Yeah. And you know, like I said, you know,
yeah,
you know what the issue is though. This is what the issue is that, Matt Reeves. Look at he's a certain type of seasoned director, okay. And I'm not throwing shade at him. He is a great director. I just never thought. I just never thought that he was a good fit for a Batman movie because look at you guys. Think about this, right? Think about the way the ape was in Planet of the Apes, right? Caesar. Right. Think about that third movie primarily. How it was him, and it was more about the drama than it was the actual action or story. It was more about the drama of the shit going on. You know, than the action. And like Caesar, like seeing, you know, the end of the world type scenario, and these apes dead just, you know, slowly he's moving, Caesar's moving slowly, riding on a horse.
Yeah. Strong arm, you breaking up, brother.
But yeah, that's the thing, I think it was called War. That's the thing about
there it goes.
So
he did this with Caesar, so it's no surprise that he did it with Robert Pattinson's Batman.
But see, you know what? No one else I thought that version of Batman should have been a TV series like Arrow, because we never had a Batman like a series that's focused on Bruce Wayne.
Batman.
To compete with Daredevil. See, that's what we should have did. Yeah. We should allow him to do like a TV series instead of a movie, because it's going like crowd like too many Batmans. Then we got you know,
especially
go ahead.
To back up what you're saying too, especially when you take into consideration the fact that Reeves's primary thing that he wanted to do was delve into the the detective side of Batman, right? Well, for something like that, wouldn't that work a lot better if it was a TV series when you could do episode after episode of slowly building up his character and the intensity, the way that Reeves does that slow build in the drama, and then they slowly figure out who the villain is, and he actually has time to flesh the character out instead of cramming it all into a 2-hour movie that feels like a NyQuil Man is in it.
That's what I'm saying, because I'm thinking about Daredevil, because I mean, even though I'm not a Marvel fan, but I love that series, and I'm like, you could have had that version of Batman. Yeah, exactly. You could have had that version of Batman on TV to compete with Daredevil. Now that would make sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Because I'm like the way that character move and look, he kind of remind me of Daredevil. I'm like, why y'all couldn't put that on TV? It could have introduced
it really could have been. Yeah, because it really could have worked better as a TV series, and really it goes this is me personally, and I'll always die on this hill. That to me, the most interesting part of Batman, of Matt Reeves' Batman, was really Catwoman's subplot. Catwoman's subplot was the most interesting thing to me going into Matt Reeves' The Batman.
And that was the only reason why I went to go see the movie, because of Zoe Kravitz with her sexy ass. That's the reason I went to go see her. That's the reason I ain't care about the actor that was playing Commissioner Gordon or Robert Pattinson. I wanted to go see the movie because of Zoe Kravitz.
Right, Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm down for it. I'm like, I can see that, so I'm going. That's the only reason why I went to go see that movie.
Yeah, hey, I think a lot of people did, dog. Oh man,
that's the thing. To me, story wise. But yeah, that's the thing. To me, story-wise, Catwoman's storyline was more gripping than the main plot, really. Yeah,
and she in that film, she really looked like she could have been a Selena Kyle. The way she had her hair, everything.
Yeah.
Her version it came straight out of the comics and stuff. The way she looked, even though she was playing like a black version of Catwoman or something, but she did her thing in that movie. But I just hated the way they did Ben Affleck, man.
Yeah, they did Ben Affleck dirty, and then when they did the whole sad fleck meme, like after they was dog piling on him, like this dude was going through some shit. And people wouldn't stop talking to him, criticizing him about fucking Batman. And literally, he said it in an interview. He's like, "Man, I'm just going through shit, and all people keep talking about is Batman, fucking Batman." And but at this point, this is when he had already dropped out as director, so there was already tension going on behind the scenes. And he wasn't talking about fans. He's talking about like the media that's dogpiling him, and then the people that he knows are inviting him on shows so they can make fucking memes, and they don't have his best interest at heart when he's going through some shit. You know what I mean? And then right after that, you know what I'm saying, that meme, that sad black meme comes out. Hello, dark man. And I ain't gonna lie, man. Now that it's been years, and he's in a better spot, and he made it through all that. I remember watching him comment on it, and he thinks it's funny now. But he did not think that shit was funny, and that wasn't cool back then. You know what I'm saying? That was some real asshole shit that they did to him.
Yeah. Hey, man, do you know, and I'm not just saying this because he already played Batman, but when he was announced on being Batman, I rocked with it. Because I'm like, because I was laying down, because I was at my mom's house. I was spending the night over there when it was announced, and I was laying on my pallet. And I'm like, and it was just a light bulb came up. I'm like, he looked like Batman from the animated series.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought too.
Yeah, he looked like he's built like him. He looks like him. That's exactly what he reminds me of.
Exactly. I mean, they had the best on-screen Batman, man. And I'm like, how come he don't have his solo movie? That don't make sense.
I know Ezra fucking Miller is getting his solo movie. And Ezra's going around. And don't get me wrong, I think that Ezra does deserve a solo movie. But let's be real. The dude's going around choking bitches consistently. And he's getting a fucking movie and Ben Affleck ain't.
And the thing that kills me, I'm like, is this dude supposed to be gay or something? In real life? Because I'm like,
in real life, he's one of them, he identifies as they.
He's transgender.
I mean, because I'm like, what? Because I'm like, what? Go ahead. I'm so strong. I'm sorry.
No. I was saying I don't really know. I don't believe that he's actually trans. I'm trying to think. He identifies as a male and a female, but it's more of, I don't think it's a literal thing, Jeffrey. I could be wrong. I think it's just like he feel like, I don't know. It's this new age shit, man. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Because I'm like, why are you choking women and you supposed to be gay? Like, what's that about?
Yeah. They don't. Yeah, that usually happen.
Like, if that mean if you gay and you like men, that mean you don't have nothing to do with women. So I'm like,
what you got that much house? Yeah, what are you choking bitches for? Like, throwing chairs at bitches, choking bitches, choke slamming bitches. Like, I don't. Yeah, I like I said, I don't know, man. It didn't make no sense to me neither. Like I said, he was like, under Zack's direction though. You know what I'm saying? He killed it as the Flash in the Zack Snyder cut. So It's like, I know he can do his thing, but it's like, I just can't believe that out of all the people, right, that Ben Affleck gonna be the damn near the only one, right, that's not gonna get a solo movie, and he played such a huge, iconic character. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't playing Cyborg. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't playing Aquaman. Fucking Aquaman got a movie. I mean, we know now that it made $1 billion, but they ain't know that shit when it got made. You made a fucking Aquaman movie before a Batman movie?
I just wish I knew Ben Affleck personally so I could have that script, man. I just want to read that.
That script's fire. Him and Joe probably the only ones that got a copy of that original script. And in the first script, man, I remember hearing about it, right, a little bit about it, and they was talking about that at one point or another in the middle of the movie, he ends up in Arkham Asylum, and it's like a slow character study of his brain about how he starts going mad in BVS, like after he's been through some shit.
Yeah.
And it shows all of his rogues gallery, but he gets drugged and he spends a lot of time in Arkham Asylum with all the bad guys he locked up. And then by the end of the movie, during the finale, he runs into Deathstroke. And they get into a huge fucking fight and they tear the whole goddamn city down.
Yeah.
Fighting.
Man,
That's what was in the script, bro. Like roughly, like the
hey,
rough.
don't tell me that no more, because you're gonna make me piss off all over again, man.
I will say this.
Look at, I swear to God, look at, I'm not mad. I'm mad. I was mad as hell. I'm like, what?
Like Joe Manganiello said that it was basically like.
And it's supposed to show something to do with what happened to Robin.
Like Joe Manganiello basically said this, that Deathstroke was basically a horror movie villain, like a shark, and basically that instead of Deathstroke being like a typical assassin that he is, like him being a horror movie villain, basically.
Well, did you hear the reason why that was, Jeffrey? Because come to find out, in the third act, when he was fighting Deathstroke, that time that he spent in Arkham, where his mind was breaking, basically it was like going to be a reveal, from what I understand, that he was working with Scarecrow and had the Scarecrow toxin, was slowly drugging him throughout the whole movie, making him feel like he was losing his shit. And at the end, he was going to have a fucking mind break, and he was going to be tripping. He's already scared because Deathstroke's his most, one of his most strongest and formidable villains, that he goes against that can actually hold their own with him. Now you add in the shit that he's been through with a fucking toxin that he's been slowly being dosed with throughout the whole movie, not knowing. You know what I'm saying,
bro? That sounds fantastic.
But all I'm looking forward to is like the animated stuff that's coming out, because I like the guy that's from Supernatural when he did like the Long Halloween shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because he's supposed to be playing this latest DC, the Legion of Superheroes or something. And I can't wait to see him as Batman. And what's the dude name? Because I keep calling him
Dean from Supernatural. But,
yeah. That's why I know him as Dean.
Yeah, he played Gotham Knights or Gotham City Knight, or no, what was it? He already voiced one of the animated Batman movies. Let me look his name up.
He did Long Halloween. He did the Long Halloween one.
Yeah, that's what it was. The Long Halloween. That's what I'm thinking of. My bad.
Yeah. Have you looked at both of them?
I'm looking it up right now. Hold on.
I'm saying, have you seen the films though?
Oh, I've seen. Yeah, the Long Halloween. Yeah, I've seen part 1 and part 2. Yeah, it was phenomenal. I loved it.
Yeah, man, and I like his voice though. I mean, he's not trying to be like Kevin Conroy or nothing, but I like his voice. He got like this young raspy voice with it.
Yeah. He did his own thing with it, and I liked it. It really worked for him, because I feel like if he would have tried to do Kevin Conroy, that it wouldn't have worked out for him. Like, you got to kind of find that voice on your own, what works for you.
Right.
And a lot of people, like, that ain't Kevin Conroy, like, I immediately like, that's not Batman. You know what I'm saying? And I was worried at first until I seen this Batman animated Long Halloween. And when I heard it and I watched it, I'm like, oh, this is straight, man. This is different, but I like this. He's really pulled it off, man, and I liked it.
Yeah, man, because I think he needs to be the go-to guy for Batman now. Since we lost Kevin Conroy, that's my opinion.
Jensen Ackles, that's his name.
Yeah. I keep saying Jason.
He needs to be the go-to. I agree. He should be the go-to voice for Batman for all the animated movies moving forward, in my opinion.
Exactly. That's why. Exactly.
And
man. Because I'm just looking forward to the animated stuff. I don't care about nothing that James Gunn doing. Yeah. I at this point, ever since they got rid of, that's when the House of Cards started to fail when they got rid of Henry Cavill. That's when they weren't gonna do nothing with the Snyderverse after they got rid of him.
Yeah. So and do you remember that test footage of Deathstroke that Ben Affleck put out? Because there's an interesting story to that. I don't know if anyone remembers that, But Joe Manganiello actually gave us context to it in an interview.
Yeah, they was about to start shooting the film at one point when they did that.
Yeah, like it was like test footage at that time, and people at that time thought that it meant something good. But like, man, we're finally going to see Batman versus Deathstroke in live action. No, the context behind that post that Ben Affleck made was at that time, apparently, this is Joe's words, not mine, that basically what happened was at that time, Ben heard that they weren't going to have him. Ben heard that WB wasn't going to have him make his Batman movie, and basically Ben Affleck posted that video of that test footage to stir up the internet, and then this was actually the most hilarious part about that story, where Joe Manganiello said that once he posted that, he turned off his phone so that Warner Brothers doesn't blow up his phone trying to call him to take it down. Yeah, they wanted him to take it down.
That's funny as fuck. Oh man. Hey, I think I do kind of remember now. You're jogging my memory, Jeffrey, back in the day, hearing something about that.
Yeah.
So real quick, because this is kind of important, guys. Slate Movies. How you doing? He said hi. So Slate Movies dropped an interesting comment. He said, release the David Ayer cut is tomorrow. News about the Ayer cut or The Flash and Shazam 2 is supposed to be a surprise drop tomorrow.
Huh.
Man, look.
I do know this. There is supposed to be a Shazam 2 trailer dropping tomorrow. That's confirmed already.
Slade Movies. I like I said, and I'm not being rude by any means, but I'm seriously not going to hold my breath for any news for the Ayer cut coming from WB and or James Gunn, because I honestly do not think we're going to get that information from Peter, James, or WBD at all. I don't think that even if it happens, I don't think they're even going to fucking announce it. They'd have David Ayer announce it, or, and I honestly think that I don't even think that right now that Gunn is even going to be willing to even include the Ayer cut in his slate of movies. I'll be on the lookout, but I just don't want nobody getting their hopes up too high. Now The Flash, that's possible. We could get some news, an update about The Flash, like maybe a little.
I don't know about
Shazam 2. Shazam 2. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we got some more shit about Shazam 2.
I do know this for Shazam 2. It is confirmed by the official Warner Brothers account that there is going to be a trailer for that tomorrow. So that's already confirmed. There is going to be a Shazam 2 trailer tomorrow.
Which I'm not very excited for it at all, to be honest with all you guys. I'm not trying to be a buzzkill, but, I just, they've already confirmed that this universe and these other three, like again, that's my issue partially with Gunn, is that, he's basically told everybody there's no point in investing in these last three movies that are supposed to hold this regime over for 3 more years before they can even get another movie filmed and off the ground. So we know this is a cordless, huh?
You mean 4? You're forgetting
4 years.
You're forgetting. Everyone forgets Blue Beetle is supposed to come around April. Like, everyone's forgetting about that movie.
Yeah, I just don't include Blue Beetle because the fact that I know Blue Beetle is its own thing. It's gonna be like It's gonna be like its own thing. And if it works and if it makes good money at the box office, I can foresee Gunn possibly trying to make that part of his new universe moving forward, because it'll have absolutely no ties. Shazam 2, Aquaman 2, and The Flash are all linked to the same universe, right? The bastardized Hamadaverse, which is a bastardized version of the last reboot that was originally the Snyderverse. That's confusing, right? Yeah, I know. That's exactly why people didn't show up by the drones for Black Adam. Because the last 4 movies, it's been 4 or 5 entries in the DCEU. It's been a downward spiral, and it hasn't nothing changed.
That's just a shame, man. Because I mean, now it's like I don't know what they're gonna do next, because it's like now they just. I think from this point they can just gonna throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah,
they've been doing that for years already.
Exactly.
I've been using this analogy for a long time. They're basically at a bar playing darts, and that's basically what's happening. Like, they don't really know what's gonna happen. They're just throwing random darts at a board. Like, that's basically what's happening.
Exactly. That's exactly what they doing, Jeffrey. That's exactly what they doing. It's like y'all got rid of everything that the fans want to see and stuff like that. Not only that, it's like the general audience now is like in like the Zack Snyder stuff and the BBS stuff. So it's like, what y'all doing, man?
All right. So what Slade movie says MK versus DC directed by Zack Snyder?
That would be awesome.
That would be Mortal Kombat versus DC direct, but that would be fire. That video game was bad as hell. I wish they would have made a sequel to it, more updated version, because that game was badass. That game was badass, and Darkseid was tied in, was the villain, and the way that they were using the boom tubes through the universe and shit. That was hard. That would be that. That would be hard as shit. Boy, I ain't gonna lie.
It would go hard, man. But I'm just, like I said, at this point, I just gave up on DC and
exactly.
As far as the live action, but now as the animated stuff, I can't wait to see what they're gonna do next as far as the animated stuff, because I like the way the animation look right after that Superman movie with what's that character name that's purple all over? Like he drained like Superman powers and stuff. What's his name?
I know who you're talking about, but I don't know his name either.
I'll be right back, gentlemen. You guys continue.
Yeah, okay. It's like he's purple all over Jeffrey, and he got powers to what he can drain your energy or something. It's like at the tip of my tongue, man. Man, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but after I saw that movie, I like the animation for that movie, from that movie and Long Halloween. So I just can't wait what they do next as far as the animation side.
Yeah.
So, because DC animation always been good though, so I mean I can't wait to see what they're gonna do after.
Yeah, but yeah, like it's just like really crazy for me, like when it comes to like Marvel and DC. I've been like, I don't know if you've been following me on Twitter, but I've been basically posting more stuff about anime and video games because to me, when it comes to Marvel and DC, they like most of their stuff is very samey to me. Like, I personally don't even like Invincible or The Boys that much anymore because you know they coming out with a season 2 of Invincible. You know that, right? Yeah, I do. But to me, it's just like with how meta commentary with their meta commentary and meta comedy and stuff. Right. It's like, to me, it doesn't work for me. To me, it does work for Deadpool and stuff, but for me, it doesn't. But for me, in general, it doesn't work, especially when you're trying to say this is the wrong thing to do, sort of thing. Like with how much they talk about bluntly about politics and stuff. I'm really just kind of tired about it. So,
which I understand, because I'm not really into politics myself, so I get exactly where you come from, Jeffrey. Because I mean, I'm not really into politics myself, so I understand what you're saying.
Mm.
Yeah, because I'm not really into politics as well. So,
Oh,
but go ahead, Jeffrey.
Slate said Slate Movies said DC Animation should get Jay Oliva to direct the animated version of Jim Lee's Scooby Apocalypse. Okay, I don't know what that is, but now I'm interested in seeing and reading that. So thank you for that. And then Slate Movies said they can do that to make up for Velma being an awful show.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly.
Now I personally have been avoiding the Velma show like the plague. Like I do know people have been hate watching it, and that's why it got number 1 viewing and stuff for HBO Max. But yeah, I've been avoiding that show like the plague, basically.
Right. I'm not really into that too as well, but yeah, it does. Frank C. Yeah, WB is a hot mess, man. So yeah, man, I it's just a shame, man. It's just a shame that the way things that what WB is doing right now as far as they movies and they slate and stuff like that. I'm not really into it no more. I'm just looking forward to the animated stuff. I'm just reading just regular comic and novels and just doing that until something good happens. Until we get at least the Snyderverse to Netflix. We need to get that to Netflix.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like I'm
down with
said,
that.
like I am still going to be doing their video games and stuff, because at least that stuff is really entertaining and gripping.
Right.
And pretty interesting with what the gamers are, with what the game developers are doing. Like that Wonder Woman video game, I'm definitely buying that, because it's about time we got a Wonder Woman video game.
We should have got a Superman game years ago after the Arkham game.
Yeah.
Man, what's going on with a Superman game, man? They've been playing with it, bro. They've been playing with us, bro. Playing. We got Spider-Man 5 coming out for PS5, and we ain't got one single Spider-Man or Superman game in 20 years.
Like we're getting a Spider-Man 2 video game.
A Batman 27.
We're getting and we're even getting a Wolverine game. We're even getting a Wolverine game who is supposed to be with Wolverine. We're getting a Wolverine game and a Spider-Man game where you play as 2 Spider-Men, potentially 3 if you can play as Venom, which I hope is true.
You better be able to play as Venom, man. That's a deal breaker.
But that's beside the point. We're still getting a video game, a Spider-Man video game where we can play as at least 2 Spider-Men. And we haven't gotten a Superman game in a while. Like, we haven't gotten a Superman game.
Smash that like button, everybody. Let's get these likes up. Let's try to get like 10 likes on there. We kind of low. But yeah, man, I seen Venom in the trailer that they dropped. So I'm assuming that you're going to be able to play as him in the video game.
Yeah,
I would assume.
And from what I've heard, and this is really from what I've heard, someone said it, that apparently that Kraven might be in the Spider-Man 2 game, which if that is true, man, that boss fight is going to be epic. I know that boss fight is going to be epic if Kraven is in Spider-Man 2.
And so guys, does everybody here know who our movie news is?
No.
I watch him. He's got about like 19. He blew up a little bit. He's got about 19K now. So he was YouTuber and shit. And he's writing for the Snyderverse and everything, but he's very, very positive and an intellectual guy. He's kind of up for anything at this point, for new DC properties. He's more optimistic than I am for James Gunn. But even he came out. That was kind of the point of this video. I wanted to show you guys this real quick because
go ahead, bro.
Because he came out addressing James Gunn, and this guy is super positive with James Gunn.
Yeah.
You know, he's just a positive guy. He's very intellectual, like the way that he talks. If you watch his channel, he does make a lot of content. And he was very, upset when they were announced the reboot and stuff. But I retweeted this, and even he put this, and I'm going to read it to you guys. He said, right here, Our Movie News. So he's got a Twitter, an official Twitter handle too. And he said, I know some toxic fans have been rude to James Gunn. That should not happen. But he should be professional, in my opinion. He's not only responding to toxic comments, but he's also shown no sympathy towards the fandom. He needs to realize that fans are upset.
Right.
So, and then this is someone who's super, down with, if this is what they're doing, he's going to be positive for it, And I get that. I respect that. I might feel differently. We might feel differently, but, I can't fault him for that. But he said right here, if he wants to think, and he continues on, he says, if he wants fans on his side, I think he needs to stop responding to bullshit toxic comments from accounts with 3 fucking followers, like I've been saying. Yeah. And finally, and I don't know if he's watching my videos or he's just paying attention and he's finally noticing too, but he goes on, he says, instead, be the positive voice for DC and sympathize with your fan base. Build a connection between the fandom and your company. Don't alienate them even further. Yeah. And like that's 100 with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt that when he said that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because this guy, he's, like I said, he's been super like in the middle. He don't really pick sides, you know what I'm saying? He's been very positive, as much as he can. He was very disappointed when they announced the reboot too. But like when you watch his channel, like the way this guy talks, man, he sounds smart as shit. He probably is. Like he's like intellectual as hell. Like, he does got a couple of videos here and there. I still pop in on his channel, watch him. But yeah, his channel took off. Like he's at like 19K now or some shit. But but anyway, no, I thought this was interesting, because we got Damian Anton Vincent, my boy, on here. He responded, onto it. We had a lot of people in the movement underneath this comment, responding, and right here, this is the comment that I couldn't find earlier, and someone got it.
Yeah, someone got it.
Okay, Strong, what's the name again?
It's Our Movie News.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm following that dude. Yeah, I'm following him.
Yeah, that dude. Yeah, he had to come out. He came out on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? And had to put all this. And he's usually pretty neutral, pretty down with Gunn. And you've got your hardcore Gunn boys, and unfortunately the reason why, a lot of the people that were, for whatever reason, were really into the Batman, they're all happen to be Gunn boys by coincidence and shit, at least on Twitter, But, but this guy, he says, but my guy, look at this toxic comment versus James Gunn. James said nothing wrong. Grow a sack, dude. Like, get out of your feelings, first of all, man. Like, these people, like, look at, man, this is the part of the fan base that's truly fractious, fractured, is these fucking antis. Because you think about it, you can like the Batman or hate the Batman. That don't matter, right? The bottom line is what is the Batman? It's outside of the DCEU. Okay? James Gunn is a fucking Marvel director that's outside the DCEU. The only fucking movie that he made in the DCEU was a soft reboot of something that was beloved by Snyder fans, that was bastardized, that we're still trying to get the cut of.
Exactly.
So these fans of these two properties, these aren't true DC fans. These are fans that just came in for a movie that came out not even a year ago. The Batman, that's not connected, has nothing to do with the DC extended universe or the DC universe at all. It's a standalone, right? With a new director, okay? And it's almost like they like this movie just because of the fact that it's not Ben Affleck, and that it's not attached to Zack Snyder, and that it's not part of the DCEU. It's almost like they rushed out to see this movie just to be on some bullshit, And these are the people that constantly are like, "Oh, the Suicide Squad was a masterpiece." And it's like these are the people that they're still trying to cater to, and it's ridiculous. But anyway, I do agree. The guy that said this, it did crack me up though. This guy said, "Fuck your cat, dude." I'm not gonna lie, man. I think about putting stuff like that all the time, and then my better half is like, "No, don't do that. Don't be that guy." But. But he said, you pissed off an entire franchise worth of fans. Hey, hashtag facts. Big facts.
Right.
Nobody gives a rat's ass about your cat. This dude said, fuck your cat, dude. And then he said, hashtag Cavill is Clark. But, but because, exactly, also big facts. But because he left out one L, it's probably autocorrect. When you're typing fast, you're at work. And again, this guy said, Edge Moon, his cat is the only thing that matters. Oh man, so even this other guy was like, yeah, this guy don't give a shit about us, about DC, about the actors, these characters, And then of course, some non-binary motherfreaker. Of course, it says I'm non-binary. Like that's what the fucking Ezra Miller is. That's what it is.
Right.
Yeah. Nobody cares what you toxic ass Snyder fans think. So why are you constantly in our goddamn lane? That's what I don't understand. And these little kids, man, nowadays, like, they just, I don't know, there's something wrong with these mofos, man. Like,
And this is the thing, too, about it. Like I've seen people saying that, like, some people have been coming at me saying that, because you support Rebel Moon and you claim to support DC, even though you're supporting Rebel Moon, you're not a real DC fan. You're just a Snyder fan only. And I'm like, dude, I can support DC and Rebel Moon at the same time. It's not that hard to think about,
Right. And and then James Gunn responds, it'd be great at the very least if you knew how to spell an actor's name if you were going to be so outraged. So, and look, and here's my other problem. This person, this Edge Moon or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay. These accounts got like fucking 3 to 10 followers.
Yeah.
So it's like, again, they got random pictures of shit, like a random picture of an owl or a dog with a disfigured face, like, just random shit with 3 to 10 followers. And this guy, we can tweet at James Gunn all day and ask him real questions without being assholes, and he won't say a fucking thing. But if you've got a fake-ass profile picture, 3 followers, James Gunn's gonna fucking respond to every comment you put.
Yep.
And you know what I think that is? A strong arm. I think those are fake. Some fake people that probably work for James Gunn.
They're probably the same assholes.
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far yet. Well,
what I'm saying is some of them are. I mean, look it. Their main thing is, what is their whole point? Their whole point has been to prove consistently, and this is so played out, and it's a fucking joke that they still even do it. At this point in 2023, of January 25th, you're still trying to prove to the world 2 years later, 3 years later, that Snyder fans are toxic, like that you spend every waking moment in our DMs, on our fucking accounts, on our pages, in our talk spaces, just so you can put, nobody cares what you toxic fans think. Like, man, get a life, child. You know what I'm saying? Stay in school. Don't do drugs. And if you already on them, looks like you is, stop doing them. Like,
right. Exactly.
You know,
that's what.
go ahead.
No, I'm just going to say, that's what I'm saying, strong arm. It's like you got these whoever is on the other side of those keyboards acting like children, man. And half of us, either you call us Snyder fans or Snyderverse fans or however you want to call us, we ain't even that toxic like that. We're just passionate about the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's the thing that I don't want being misconstrued. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I don't want being misconstrued. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Passion is not the same. You know, I mean, yes, passion can be toxic, you know what I'm saying, to a degree. But for the most part, we're just passionate fans, man. Because, look at the shit that this studio has done. How would this not upset any regular, normal mofo who's invested their time, their energy, and literally their finances into this franchise? And for them to just purposely shit on these people, shit on the fans, fumble the ball, soft reboot after soft reboot, run the company into the ground broke, sell out 2-3 different times, then this is how they fucking interact with their fans. They get, they know that they haven't got the greatest reputation. They've had Ray Fisher come out, they've had Jason Momoa come out, Gal Gadot all come out and say that they were treated very poorly during the reshoots of Justice League.
Yep.
And they know that they have that terrible reputation. They got to keep releasing director's cuts because they keep going behind the scenes, releasing movies behind the backs of the directors they hire and lie and find loopholes in contracts, and then they hire an asshole who's going to interact with this fan base like a Red Bull with you know what I'm saying, getting ready to charge. That's what James Gunn acts like. He's so disrespectful to the fan base. It's like, if you didn't want the job, then why the fuck did you take it, dude?
Yeah, and this is the thing. Like, even though, like, I really haven't been a James Gunn fan from really how he originally started or anything like that. Like, I will say the only things that I have liked is his Guardians of the Galaxy movies, and I will say this full-heartedly, full stop. I am going to watch Guardians of the Galaxy 3 because really I think it's been a really good trilogy so far.
Yeah. I mean,
But really after that. Like, when it comes to him doing DC, like, I've been saying this from the very beginning, when I heard that he was going to be one of the heads of DC Studios, I was indifferent. I was like, you know what? I don't know. I like him. I like his Guardian stuff, but I don't like his Suicide Squad. And from what I've seen, I'm not really feeling his Peacemaker show. So at the time of the announcement, nothing has happened yet. I'm on the side of, you know what, let's just wait and see what happens. And so right then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give him a chance. I'm in the give him a chance mode. And then just throughout this whole time with him on the DC side, it's just like, man, what are you doing? And that's the thing. I still am going to see Guardians of the Galaxy 3. But after that, like, I'm just going to be like, hey, man, how are you going to fix this on the DC side?
Yeah, exactly. And Jason said, hashtag Zack Snyder's Justice League to Netflix. And Ray said James Gunn sucks. But look at though, I want to read this comment, guys. I don't know if you can see this. So I literally just said this. I look over, not right here, but over to my right here, and this first comment, all right, and I literally just said that. This guy says, I'm all for restore the Snyderverse, but given this person's attitude, James Gunn's response was pretty tame in comparison. I'll confess. It did make me laugh. You know what I'm saying? And it did, though. I'm not going to lie, man. He said, dude, fuck your cat. They did make me laugh too, and he said he's offered to restore the Snyderverse again. Now, should this guy have said this to James Gunn, on a random post with his cat up there? No, that makes us all look like assholes. He shouldn't have. But here's the thing, though, is that, I don't have any sympathy for him neither, because he purposely doesn't respond in any positive way, and he never has since he got this position as a DC head. He acts like some little nerd fuck. They got a job that's too big for his britches, and now he thinks he's Big Barney Badass. As that's how he comes into this knowing, like, as he acknowledged and said, that it's a fractious fan base, right?
Yeah.
And he comes in with no sympathy, like our movie news says. Doesn't do anything to try to pull anyone together, or he chooses only to respond to a couple of fucking three follower bot accounts that say negative shit that they shouldn't say, and I agree with that. They should absolutely not say that. That you shouldn't do that. That's kind of jacked up. But it is what it is, man. You're a DC head executive. Why are you choosing to respond to this shit in the first place? You're doing it because you're pushing a narrative, because you're hoping that your Marvel boys, your Gunn boys, are going to come in and start putting us DC fans in our fucking place, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to have a hostile takeover, is what you're doing. And that's what Warner Brothers is known for, and that's why they get no respect, and that's why James Gunn's not getting no respect right now for his comments.
Exactly. That's why I hate it. That now. That's what made me feel like that David Zaslav is a slime ball too.
Yes, he is.
Because I'm like, why would you hire somebody like that that's engaging with people that it probably not even fan? So I'm like, you making your company look bad, and you're making the DC studio look bad. So it's like.
Exactly. And think about this, guys. He hires James Gunn, right? He comes in preaching about the Trinity. First thing James Gunn does, fire the fucking Trinity. Okay? Then what's James Gunn? Then what's James Gunn do? He comes out and fucking gets annoyed at a positive trending event for the Ayer cut with someone he's supposed to be close friends with. Gets annoyed, divulges too much information, lets us all know that there's no fucking point in seeing any of the future movies coming out for the next 2.5 to 3 years that are already been filmed, that they've spent hundreds of millions of dollars on. Then one of their movies comes out, Black Adam, and he's so in a power struggle trying to secure his position that he don't give a shit about, divulging even more information that he should have kept close to the chest until it was that time to quote unquote rip the Band-Aid off. He should have waited until he had his shit together and his ducks in a row. But what's he do? The movie didn't even fucking leave the box office yet. Didn't even leave theaters yet. It was like 3 days before it leaves theaters, and he comes out, announces that he's firing Henry Cavill, that he's firing Dwayne Johnson, and it's like, you've already said this, and now you're doing this, so basically, you've just told everyone, this is what you're going to do for the next 3 fucking movies. And on top of that even if you don't do that, you're not gonna. There's no more sequels or spinoffs going to be greenlit. So these are dead end cul-de-sacs. This is going to tell your consumer, don't bother going to the fucking theater. Okay, so that's stupid. Then the final thing that he did that's stupid is he comes in and this company needs their fans to, and David Zaslav says, we're going to drive the hell out of DC. So how are you driving the hell out of DC with this guy constantly promoting his work at fucking Marvel on his social medias and on your fucking DC pages? He's promoting your biggest competitor's shit consistently. He's sitting here talking shit to your fan base consistently every day. Lying. He's hyping shit up, creating false hype so that he can come out, teasing Superman Kingdom Come, and then come out, no, I wasn't teasing that. Joke's on you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is who you've got in charge, and you're watching them do all this shit, and you're not stepping in and doing shit. You've got problems, David Zaslav. You're a slime ball, and you're going to lose control of this company in 2-3 years if you ain't already planning to sell it in 2 years. So this big plan that he's doing, it might not even go through. He can announce whatever he wants. But if this company can't get this massive debt under control, and Zaslav sells the company out, the next people might tell Gunn to kick rocks. They buy the studio.
Exactly.
And it's just a. But anyway.
Yeah, but I hear you, strong arm. I hear you, bro. It's just that now, it's like now, even before they come out with the movies and they so much in debt and nobody don't want to invest in them, they might as well go ahead and sell it before even 2024 comes.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
And that's why. And really, that's why hashtag sell ZSJL to Netflix is going on, because we know, when you really think about it, that everyone wins in the end. WBD gets some money, and WBD gets some money. Zach gets to finish his vision. The fans get what they want, and at the same time, Warner Brothers, and at the same time, we get off of Warner Brothers Discovery's back. Like I know that last part is really kind of like a jerk saying, but that really is the only way to say it. It does get us off their backs. It really does.
Yeah, right. I doubt if they're gonna go ahead and do that, because you know some people have egos and stuff. So I just, you know what I'm saying. Plus, I'm like, you ain't doing nothing with these characters, so why not sell your biggest selling franchise that was like the Snyderverse? Give it to Netflix so you can make your money back. So you won't have to keep trying to sell Warner Brothers. That don't even make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and really, that's the point of the hashtag sell Zack Snyder's JL. You know what I'm saying, to Netflix, is because it's gonna be like we were just discussing. It's gonna be minimum of 4 years before they get a movie out, and by then, there's no guarantee that this company won't, Discovery won't sell out. And they might move on and be like, you know what, we can't handle this debt. It's too much. This company's drowning. They might sell to the nearest dude that offers them money, that wants to try and pick up where they left off. And they could very well come in, just like this regime did, while there's a movie in the middle of filming, and say, we're not releasing that, like they did with the Batgirl. Cancel it, tax write-off. You know, and then we're back to square one. So like during these 3 to 4 years, right, why would you take the only movies, right, and tell everybody basically to where trades and news article sites and bloggers and fucking scoopers and fans and people and assholes like me, can sit there and all this news is out there for the general audience now to know that there's no point to see this next 2 years worth of films that they've got filmed, ready to go, already booked, done. That's just colossally stupid to me. And what else is stupid is taking something that there is interest in and not allowing it to be concluded, even if it was one last hurrah. Because what Zach could do, if it was still going to be on WBD's side of things, which we know now it's not going to, but why would it have been a problem for them to just greenlight one last movie like DeLuca was wanting to do? You know what I'm saying? They wanted to do a Man of Steel 2, and then one last hurrah for the Snyderverse, right? What was the problem? Because with Zach, he's going to film one more movie, right? Probably 4-hour runtime. But this time, split it into 2 parts. Release it's all one film, but instead of dropping it, drop one movie that's just over 2 hours, and then it ends, but it's technically the same movies, filmed it all at once, and it ends on a to be continued when Darkseid comes down. Then next summer, follow right up, and it's already filmed. They don't got to throw more money at a sequel and just drop part 2, so technically it's 2 movies, but it's really one. That's how you slam dunk, fucking maximize your profit, get the hype back, and that's how you fill up that 4-year gap, bro. Right there.
Exactly. I mean, it's not even that hard to do. I mean, like, they should have just did the last hoorah, like you said, with the Snyderverse. Then if they want to reboot, they can reboot. But it's like we haven't seen how the conclusion of the Zack Snyder's Justice League. We didn't see how Superman gonna be like this Boy Scout that we know and love. So it's like, what is you doing?
Right, we got a glimpse. We got the teeny tiniest of a glimpse of that at the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League. You know, because in the final fight, you know, he was like, you know, but right before the final fight and during the final fight, he was talking to him. He was like, you know, he came back and he's like, is this guy still bothering you? And he's smiling while he's fighting, but he's not fighting dirty. You know, he's just showing off his strength. He's happy to be back. He's more positive. He knows who he is. You know what I'm saying? He's rocking a new black suit, and he's just boom in slow-mo showing Steppenwolf, you ain't shit. Bow, you know what I'm saying? And then at the end of the movie, he's got the classic shades on, the Clark Kent. He's got a grin on his face. He's happy. He's walking, and he rips open the shirt. You know what I'm saying? Then cut to credits at Zack Snyder's Justice League. That was a glimpse into what we were going to get. We were going to get that with the follow-up or with the Man of Steel 2 sequel. We were going to get that Superman everybody wanted to see, that everybody knows and loves, that more hopeful, positive. Of course, it was still going to stay true. We were still going to see an alternate timeline where that didn't happen, but that's what was going to be so beautiful, because they were going to stop that timeline from ever happening, and you're going to see our Superman being the one you know and love, and then here and there you're going to get glimpses of this alternate timeline from BVS, like a what if scenario, and you're going to see this menacing Superman. You know what I'm saying? Like, you were going to get the best of both worlds and show why it's important for us to have this version of Superman that's so hopeful, and like everyone, and you were going to want to root for that Superman to stop that timeline from happening. You know what I'm saying? And kick Darkseid's ass.
And that's the thing. That's the thing, Deborah. And that's the thing. This isn't really just a whole fan theory thing. Like, Deborah and Zack said that the entire plan was to build these characters from the ground up to where people know, and from where they are at their lowest point to their highest point. That was always the plan. People really just needed to be patient. People really just needed to be patient, and we would have gotten there to that Boy Scout Superman that people enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, even this whole. Let's go back to the Flash movie. That Flash movie was supposed to. I think that Zack Snyder then was going to do Flash the way Zack did. What's the name of that superhero movie? What was the name of that superhero movie that Zack did?
Watchmen. Yeah,
I think he was going to do it like page for page with the Flash movie.
Yeah,
I'm talking about Flashpoint. I think that was going to do Flashpoint.
Yeah, the way he was going to do it too, man, is just like you see the differences in the way he did Aquaman and the way the Aquaman movie did. You know, they took something that he had already filmed and established, and James Wan got all the credit for that when you see in the movie. And all they really did was they marvelized all the characters in the Aquaman movie. You know, they had them put more makeup on to make them look younger. They slicked their hair back, put them in ponytails and shit. You know, had them more stand up, more right. And, you know, talk more proper and more political. They turned the fucking saturation all the way up. They added fucking jokes, piss jokes into Aquaman, pee jokes and stuff, you know. And you see, when you see the Snyder cut, you're like, oh, hold on. So we already had Volko. He already had a character arc, you know, pick up the throne. He was like, you know, for Atlantis, you know, and he was like, and he stepped back. And he was like, you can't hide forever. And he threw it down. I'm like, man, that shit was hard right there. You know, then you see Amber, damn, what's her name?
Amber Heard.
Amber Heard is Mira. And you see her version, she's got an accent, and she looks more natural and more like a warrior. You know, and like a political thing, you know, she's kind of more sassier and shit instead of, you know, she looked like a damn Disney, like, princess or some shit in Aquaman. You know what I'm saying? And sitting there with the birds and the, you know, the woo-doo-doo-doo-doo. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I kept hearing was a fucking Disney song playing. Like, during that scene in Aquaman where the water was there and she's making these little creatures, I'm like, Little Mermaid Disney vibes. Hello. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But I will say towards the end, Aquaman did went hard towards the end.
No. Aquaman, the movie did go hard for sure. But what I'm saying is that a lot of the work for the characters and who they were going to be, what their story was going to be, James Wan did his thing, but most of that groundwork was laid and filmed and shot by Zack, but no one seen that for years after Aquaman was released, so nobody knew that. So when it came out, Wan got all the credit for that. All of it. And the things that didn't work in the movie, that Disney-fied shit, that was Wan appeasing the studio, trying to get away from Snyder's style. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to. I'm not blaming Wan, but it's just like he had to compromise to make the movie. They wanted little PP jokes in there. They wanted, let's put a bunch of makeup on them and make them look younger. Let's slick their hair back perfect and lose the accents, and let's add jokes in there. I'm like, but the movie still went hard. It did. Yeah. Especially that final act with him fighting his brother and spinning that staff and shit. That shit was hard. Yeah. That was I like that a lot.
And this is really something.
And the monsters. The trench. They canceled the Trench movie. Look, this is what the old regime did during that time. The last 2 regimes ago, they canceled the Trench movie, which was going to be a horror movie that was going to. You remember that scene? That was probably one of the best scenes in the Aquaman movie. That was true to James Wan's original vision for the movie, and probably Zack Snyder too. Was that remember all of them where it looked like there's no way they're going to fight all of them, and somehow they overcame that, and it was all dark and lightning and shit and raining, and they were fighting them. That was hard. That gave me BVS vibes, and they were going to have a spinoff of the called The Trench of the monsters, right? And it was going to be a secret origin movie for Black Manta. A secret origin movie. And Jay Olivia came out and leaked that information after they canceled it. And then the old regime, they greenlit.
No, that was actually James Wan.
James Wan did.
James Wan leaked that.
And then you know what the old regime does? They greenlight Aquaman, the King of Atlantis, I shit you not, a 7-year-old parody cartoon of Aquaman, dialed up with saturation and jokes, where he was like literally the butt of fish jokes, and they put it on HBO Max. They slapped it right on there, and that shit fucking got raving reviews from critics, and then failed after like 1 season. It's like, so it was very clear you could see, where their mind was, up their ass then, just like now. And just another beautiful project that we were gonna get that just got thrown right in the fucking dumpster, man.
And this is the thing too, which does make sense, because with the Trench being a Black Manta movie, and this was actually a plot synopsis, I remember, that basically what Aquaman 2 is going to be. This is a plot synopsis of what someone said, but it still seems accurate to what it's going to be, what it is going to be for the next part of Aquaman's journey, or what it should have been the next part for Aquaman's journey. Like, apparently it was going to be like a buddy cop movie with Orm and Aquaman taking on Black Manta and his army. Now, I don't know where that army comes from, but something tells me that army that Black Manta has is the Trench, and the Trench movie was going to explain how Black Manta was able to kind of make a pact with the Trench to join his side.
Yeah.
So something tells me there's going to be a huge gap as to how Black Manta got this army out of nowhere.
Right. And we're deep into this live stream, just at the 2-hour mark. Everybody hit that like button, share the video, and subscribe if you're new. And guys, I want to check this out on a different note. I know everybody's seen this. Some of you have, some of you haven't. But on the New Geeks, this was on Instagram, and somebody made a fan-made parody of what would have been Batman / Bruce Wayne's last message for the Nightmare Future timeline. And it's kind of cool. It's just fan-made, I respected the fact of this person trying to keep the dream alive, and show us, like, this is what we almost had and what we're fighting for. and I'm gonna go ahead and play it. It's very short. You guys want to see this real quick?
Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
All right. Let me. All right.
I'm going to enter Darkside Fortress, so there is a high chance I won't return. This is a suicide mission to change the past and the future. We are in the final battle of Justice League.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's kind of cool, man.
That sounds just like Ben. That's the crazy part. That sounds just like Ben.
You know, that was kind of cool, man. I thought that was kind of cool. It was real short, but you know, it's just like, you know, it just reinstills to me like, you know, this is better than any bullshit that they're gonna give us. I don't care what this slate is. That, you know, it's like, I don't understand. Like, you know, we were back. I don't understand where the mindset is, you know, because even the haters had to come around. Like I said, even the haters had to come around for Zach's, Zach's Justice League. You know what I'm saying? Because he finally struck the perfect tone with the critics and with the fans that weren't on board before. And it's like this movie come out and they wouldn't release it in theaters, and they should have. And I don't know why the hell I got to enable ads, man. Back to man. But anyway, what is this? Man, I don't know why. Back to... Man, I'm not enabling this shit. So what they go? Man, they got me fucked up. You got me fucked up, Rotten Tomatoes. Let me refresh. But the point is, though, you look at it, 71% from critics, fresh.
Yep.
This is the first DC movie that Zack did that got a 71% fresh. Even the critics and the haters had to come around and say, yo, this shit was fire. And then look at this, 93% audience score. Yep. And this was a 94%. It must have changed in the last 2 weeks. Wow. I don't know why people would still be putting reviews on there. Probably fucking haters. Probably haters that ain't even seen. Because
when people heard that Rebel Moon was inspired by the Seven Samurai, people were bashing the Seven Samurai for some reason.
But look at this.
Which I believe wholeheartedly, those people have not seen the Seven Samurai. Like, I personally have seen the Seven Samurai, and it really is a great movie. Even with the language barrier, it is still a great movie, and you could still see the passion in the actors and the project in that movie. So,
right, you know. I mean, I'm just saying, like, look at this. The critics and the fans, a 93% audience score, man.
Yep.
On a rated R fucking movie.
Yep.
Right. 93% audience score and 71% fresh. They had this. The hype was real. Everyone was talking about it. All they had to do was go from here. Yep. Continue this. And if you can't use that, just honor the fucking continuity and greenlight the projects that you put on the back burner, man.
Yep.
It's that simple. You know, but instead, you'd rather throw this away, which is guaranteed money. Guaranteed.
Yeah, it's
you know?
like
I don't want to hear that bullshit about Black Adam anymore that people keep using as excuse. Okay, the Dwayne Johnson is not motherfucking Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, or Zack Snyder.
Exactly.
Okay. And Black Adam is an unknown character. Unless you're a hard DC head like us. He's an unknown character, bro. And he's coming in at the end of a fucked up ass run with three regimes destroying the universe, with the last 4 movies bombing. His made more money than the last 3 movies, but it barely broke even. Because it didn't lose money. It broke even is what it did with the whole media sales and shit. But still, it wasn't what they wanted. They wanted a slam dunk.
Yep.
Yep, and the Ray brings up a really good point. Zack Snyder's Justice League audience score higher than all other recent DC movies.
Exactly. Exactly. The audience score was higher than all, and even the critics said on there, you know, that they said the critic consensus, the Snyder Cut lives up to its name and its title with a sprawling cut that fits the director's vision and should more than satisfy the fans who willed it into existence. The audience says, with more action, more character development, double the runtime, this is an epic Justice League that fans have been asking for.
Yep.
You know, and it's just like it's like I can't believe that like a studio could be this retarded. Like you've already got the Matt Reeves verse going off into its own little cul-de-sac. You know, you've got the Joker, Joaquin Phoenix Joker. Like you've already got shit that you know you're not going to cancel. You're going to do a trequel. You're going to do a trequel with Joaquin Phoenix. You're going to do it that has nothing to do with Matt Reeves' his Batman, and then Matt Reeves is going to do a trequel with his Batman, and both of them are not in the same universe. Them are in separate universes,
Yeah,
and them universes are outside of the DCU. So why couldn't you have done the Snyderverse in some kind of capacity off to the side in the first place? It don't make no sense, but since they're not going to do it, that's why the fans are asking if Netflix can secure the licensing rights to Zack's interpretation of the Snyderverse, which is an interpretation of the main DC characters.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to be negative. I hope they would go ahead and sell that license to Netflix, but I'm just the way
I don't think that they're gonna do it willingly. You know,
they're not gonna do it willingly.
But what I'm saying is that is that right now that Warner Brothers just sold their whole audio collage.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
their audio library. They just had to sell that asset off. You know, they canceled Batgirl. They canceled a bunch of fucking. They fired these big name actors, and come to find out the reason they got rid of Henry Cavill because they don't want to do the Snyderverse. Yes, that's part of it, but mainly they don't want to dish out the money to pay Henry Cavill to be Superman.
Yep.
Because they're broke. They want to do this money scheme shit Zaslav does, and then he wants Gunn in his little corner to do low budget fucking, and that's what it's going to be. They're going to be mid budget movies. You know what I'm saying? They're going to all be connected. That's how it's going to start out if the universe gets far enough to even get off the ground.
Yeah,
and what I'm saying is right now they're over $50 billion in debt, right? They're selling off their assets. So it's not a matter of do they want to do it. Of course they don't. But nobody suggest actually CIP itself, because they'll never do that. None of us are that stupid to believe that. But what they can do is the same way that they license out how they got the Flash on the CW, how they've got Sandman is already on Netflix, and that's a DC property. You know what I'm saying? And many other properties that are DC properties, they license them, and these companies got to pay them big money to license them, to use them to make their iteration of them. You know, and if they're not using the Snyderverse iterations of the characters, then why can't they license the Snyderverse to Netflix the way that they did with Sandman and other properties? When they're $50 billion in debt, Netflix, if they come to them with a whopping amount of money, and Zaslav's a money guy, he don't give a shit about the Cape shit. Clearly he don't. Yeah. So if they're in a bad enough position, right now, Brandon Pittman, to where, you know what I'm saying, to where they might, if Netflix approaches them, but here's the thing, will Netflix? And then even if Netflix does say, hey, what y'all talking about, there's still a good chance that, you know, that Gunn or Zaslav might be like, oh, hell no, we ain't doing that. That's a very good possibility. But what I'm saying is they're actually in a position where they might actually have to, for the first time ever, have to humor the idea if a CEO from Netflix comes over and they're like, here's the checkbook, write in whatever number you want. You know what I'm saying? Well, they already got Zack over there at Netflix, got a good working relationship with him. They're letting him create original IPs that there's no guarantee are going to be successful, and throwing him unlimited budgets. You know, and people, you know, so it's a possibility. Is it a guarantee? Hell no. Is it likely? No. But the Snyder Cut coming out was way less likely than this idea. Yeah, so there's
and Sean, this is really something really interesting that I just looked up. So, as of right now, Netflix's net worth, I'm looking at their net worth right now, And Netflix's net worth right now, as of yesterday, this is up to date of last year. Their net worth right now is $161.91 billion, and WB's net worth right now is WB's net worth right now is $32.49 billion.
See,
so basically, right now,
they got. Go ahead, Jeffrey.
As of right now, Netflix is worth more than WB.
Oh,
that's how bad it is.
They're worth 6 times more than almost 7 times worth what. And think about that's crazy to think when WB releases big blockbuster movies in theaters. You know they do. Netflix does fucking streaming, my man. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that they've got almost 7 times the amount, and honestly, I think that them numbers are wrong, Jeffrey. Because I think that they're not positive anything, because they're over 50 billion in debt. So I don't know how they could be like if you're looking at WB, because you got to remember they're not WB no more. They're WB. They're WBD. So that might be the numbers before the merger, 2 mergers ago.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but still, the fact that Netflix is still worth more than them. Is still worth more than Warner Brothers is crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So, like I said, you cannot underestimate the amount, the amount of money that Netflix has, and how bad WBD is down.
Yeah, exactly, man. So I mean. When they stock is going down, people ain't invested that investing in them. So I think before you know it, they're gonna sell WB again. They're gonna sell it. They're gonna sell the whole thing again. So it's like
they are.
I think at this point they need to go ahead and sell DC. They need to go ahead and sell.
Yeah,
then you go ahead and sell them, because Warner Bros. Ain't doing nothing with that brand. Warner Bros. Ain't doing nothing with them, so why come they just can't go ahead and sell them and get their profit back?
Jeffrey, right here, this says that Warner Brothers net income for 2021 was $1 billion.
Okay.
So that was 2 years ago, and they've lost a lot of money since then. So they are under $1 billion in net income guaranteed. And you know what I'm saying? Imagine a studio that size. Dude, they throw $400 million at movies easily.
Yep.
They have less than... Dude, that is insane.
Yeah.
Their annual Warner Brothers discovered
this whole James, if
people they are down bad right now. This is serious.
Yeah, if this James Gunn slate is really gonna come out, I really am worried about what they're going to do for a Superman movie, because as Zach said, you can hate him all you want. But in the behind the scenes Blu-ray, where he said when you're doing Superman, everything has to be a special effect. So, and he really is right. You cannot make a Superman movie, especially in today's age. You can't make a Superman movie that's practical. You can't. You just can't.
Now, especially with the bar that Zack Snyder set in 2013, and there's still movies coming out 10 years later that the CGI and the effects don't look as good as they did in Man of Steel, and that came out in 2013.
Yeah, that is insane.
So my thing is good luck, James Gunn, because because I don't know how you're going to do this. You know, I do not know how you're going to pull this off and make this look legitimate, because for one, he's never had the sauce that Zack had when it comes to visual effects. He's already got that working against him doing a Superman movie. For two, his jokes are not funny, and they would not be appropriate for Superman to even say. So unless he's writing the movie. And he's writing the movie. Can you imagine Superman joking with someone about the size of their junk? Like that's what we're potentially in store for.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And then the fact that he's going to have a very mid-budget, not enough to really even to try his best. Even if they they don't even have the bread for James Gunn to even try to really go in for the first time in his life and try to pull off something magnificent with the VFX, because they ain't got the bread for it. And even if they did, which they don't, he ain't got the sauce like Zack like that. And he's writing it. So you already know what's going to be in the script with the jokes, with the bullshit. Like I said, you seen how them jokes came off in The Suicide Squad? Imagine Superman saying that kind of shit, man. Like, come on. Like I said, man, it's all on him. And he's going as Superman first, because even he knows he can't do Superman. There's no way he's going to be able to do the rest of this. It all depends on him being able to nail that movie. You know what I'm saying? And that's all there is to that. And I don't see it happening, man.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
like it's like, especially with the money they have, like, man, it's going to be really hard. It really is going to be really hard. Like, and this is even me saying this as someone who really doesn't think James has it. But just looking at it from the money side of things, like, it's realistically going to be very hard for James Gunn to do a Superman movie with the money Warner Brothers Discovery has.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen an updated figure that on there, and regardless, they are somewhere between $4 billion and $1 billion. That's it.
Wow.
Because the updated numbers was a little higher because they did that tax write-off. They've been firing actors. They've been selling off their audio library. I think the updated numbers are around $4 billion. But still, you're talking $4 billion a studio that size. And every movie is a fucking blockbuster IP, Godzilla versus Kong, shit like that. And you only had like $2 billion in the bank around that time when that dropped. Like,
yeah.
So how can you afford, again, circling back to this again, how can you afford to tell your audience that these next slate of iconic IP blockbusters are not worth their fucking time or investment?
Yeah, and this is a rumor going on right now. This is a rumor going on about the Flash, about when we're going to get a Flash trailer. This is, as of right now, this is just a rumor that I've heard. Nothing is confirmed yet. This is just a rumor that they're going to be releasing a trailer, like a full-blown trailer for the Flash at the Super Bowl. And this is going to be insane because as of right now, as I believe, those Super Bowl commercials are expensive to put in for like 30 seconds. Like, hold on, let me check something real quick. How much?
But yeah, guys, we're gonna wrap this up here soon. I gotta get to my son and everything. But let me know when you find him. Yeah, I've heard this too about the Super Bowl. I thought it was a rumor. I didn't know if it was confirmed or not. It's probably something that is likely to happen, in my opinion. I think it's one of them things that is right on the nose. That they will be doing something like that. But
okay, so as of right now, so from what I understand, the Super Bowl cost for an ad goes up every year, basically. So the Super Bowl price for a 30-second ad goes up every Super Bowl year. So the last Super Bowl ad cost for 2022 was $233,000 per second. Now a trailer is is like maybe around 2 minutes, 2:30, 3 minutes if you're pushing it. So that's like maybe what, like probably a billion. I won't say a billion, probably like 500,000. No. Yeah, probably now that I think about it, yeah, probably $1 billion for an ad for a full-blown trailer for a Flash.
Yeah, if they're going to do a full-blown trailer, that's going to be quite a bit of time.
Yeah.
For us, so I it just depends if they do a teaser, full-blown. They just do like a teaser trailer. I could see like maybe 10 million or something, but they do a full-blown trailer. Yeah, you're going to be close to, it's going to be up there, dude. It's going to be way up there.
Yeah, it really is.
I don't know, Jeffrey. I mean, we'll see if that even actually comes to fruition. But yeah. Go
ahead.
Yeah. No. You guys go ahead. I'm gonna wrap things up here in a minute. So, you guys, final thoughts.
Man, for me, I appreciate you letting me on, Strong Arm, man. It's been a while, like I say, for me. Keeping in touch with you. I've been looking at your videos here and now, but I've been working, and got me a new place. You know what I'm saying? Things happen in life. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, before, as far as the things that's going on with DC Films, I'm just giving up, and like I say, I'm just looking forward to like the animated stuff, and some other stuff like the comic book Power Ranger stuff, even the Batman stuff, some like the comic book stuff, even I heard that the new DC comics and stuff is not really that good. So I've been downloading old stuff I haven't read before and stuff like that. But I think the stuff they doing now is a done deal. I don't think nobody gonna really trying to spend their money to go see their films after then they got rid of like I say, Zack Snyder stuff and got rid of Henry Cavill and stuff like that. But,
they got rid of Godot, The Rock.
Everybody. They got rid of everybody. So it's
Momoa,
like,
he's done after that. He's going to be playing Lobo. And it's like, okay, but you're done, though. They're still firing you. I mean, they're just keeping you employed, I mean, I get it. It's a business decision, it's a job. Yeah. So, I don't hate on them for that, but a lot of people, and I don't blame you at all. A lot of people are just tuning out from their shit. Like I said, me, I'm gonna, I'm not giving them $1 of my money. I'm gonna, keep, riding, and just trying to see, if someone else can buy the license. If they can't do it, they can't do it. I'm still going to speculate because it's, it's fun watching to me. It's a clown show is what it is, but it's fun to me to watch how ignorant and just expose the studio for how stupid and toxic and how badly they've mishandled this company, these IPs and this universe and shit, and but other than that, we gonna start getting on more, we're going to eventually start making, some content on here about other things that we like, on some positive stuff as well. For sure.
Yeah, like in terms of that, for me, in terms of wrapping up, I'm pretty much in the same boat as you, Brandon, where I just kind of in my own realm right now. Like I said, I've been if you've seen me on Twitter, I've been posting about more stuff about my love for video games and anime and stuff. Because just like with the mainstream Marvel and DC stuff, and even with Star Wars, this is just kind of tiring, and really that's really kind of like the thing. Like even though I'm complaining about it, or I'm even though I'm like kind of indifferent, negative about it, or whatever you wanted to say, I still am making my own. I am making my own DC stuff on the side, and while also making soundtracks for this projects that I'm doing. Like I just got done with my Justice League Chronicles script, and now I'm working on the soundtrack for that, while also working on a kind of like a fun movie idea where a movie takes place after the Dark Side War, and it's kind of like it's setting up its own universe, pretty much, where there's a new Justice League led by Damian. There's like a brother and sister type of relationship going on with Lucy Quinzel, Joker and Harley's daughter, and John Kent, which I think is going to be a very interesting, which I think is a pretty fun idea. So, like, yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff that I'm doing on my own DC side of things, even though I'm complaining about it on YouTube. Which, no offense, like even though I'm complaining about it on YouTube, I'm still doing stuff to make it more positive.
Exactly. And the one thing that I do like coming out of Marvel that's coming up that I'm very much looking forward to, Deadpool and Wolverine, because my boy Hugh Jackman is back, baby. And he finally gonna sport that comic book accurate suit.
Yes, I saw it, man. I can't wait for it, man. But I want to say one thing, and I'm gonna let you go strong on. But I want to ask you, is y'all gonna keep the HBO Max app, man?
They still have they still have season 3 of Warrior coming out, so I'm gonna just keep it for that.
For me,
and they still have the Ben 10, and they still have that all of the Ben 10 shows. So yeah, like so
I get, like, from Jeffrey's point of view, I definitely would understand, like, he really likes them shows. Me, and I like them too. But me personally, soon as they change it and they raise the price, and I also, somebody in the chat just said they're canceling Titans on there.
Wow, I did not know that.
They're canceling Doom Patrol. They're in the middle of canceling it right now, or they've already said that they're not renewing it once these seasons that are running are done. So for me, they've already canceled a lot of shit on there, and I know the price hike is about to go up. For me, I'm just, I've been watching The Last of Us, which is very fucking good and actually very accurate to the source material. From what I've seen, they've got, from what I hear, they got some of the people that worked on the video game actually working on the show hand in hand.
Oh, wow.
It's very, very accurate and interesting. I thought I was going to have like a zombie fatigue, but the way they go at this, it's not even like that. It's like an end of the world, and like the way they shoot it, the scenery is great. And they really got a lot of like different kinds of shit going on in here that's not typical. Kind of like how Zach had a whole different approach to his Army. They really went all out on this with the budget too. It's got a very high budget. And, so I'm not gonna lie. I'm going to bootleg that shit on my cell phone. Like I've been doing on TorDroid. #TorDroidsLit. I'm gonna bootleg that, cancel my subscription here pretty soon. That's me, And
I'm thinking about canceling one thing.
And if I like it and they got it on HBO, I'm sorry, it's getting pirated, fam. It is.
Okay, then I'm gonna ask y'all this: have y'all saw this picture going around of somebody doing like a Project Batman, like they did the Project Justice League or something on Twitter?
Yeah. You're talking about the Project, Jeffrey, is he talking about the Project Justice League Ultimate Cut?
Yeah, but it's supposed to be, it's some guy did some type of design of a Ben Affleck Batman.
Yeah, no, that was fire. Yeah, we seen that a couple weeks ago when that dropped.
Exactly, because I saw it.
Yeah, it was fire. Yeah, I thought it was absolutely amazing, and I thought that at the end of the day, if this is truly the end, at least we'll be able to go and look at that fan animation to see what we would have got. You know what I'm saying? And that was cool. And all the money from it, they donated to AFSP. Right. And it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. And I seen that. It was amazing.
Yeah, I got to go make a copy of that Project Justice League, man, so I can save it on my computer.
Yeah, you need to, for real. But all right, fellas, I'm gonna slide, man. We're gonna slide out.
Man, let me know if you want me to be on next time, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Anytime, man. That you got time, just jump right in the comment section. I'll drop the link right in the chat. You know what I'm saying?
All right, man. All right, brother. But y'all have a good night. All right.
Yeah. All right now.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.